guys, and welcome to my podcast, The Cyclist Next Door. If you are enjoying these episodes, why not like, subscribe, or share with a loved one, a fellow cyclist, or somebody who might be interested? The time has come for today's episode. So grab your cup of tea, settle into your zone 2 momentum. Let's go. Rolling. Welcome, Naaba, here to the Cyclist Next Door podcast. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, Madam.
So tell me, where are we? Tell me where we are at the moment.
We are in Ghana, Accra, and Legon to be precise.
Legon, right?
And this is where a lot of us train, especially both elite and amateur. We train when we want to do some intervals training because there are less cars here to do your intervals.
Right, nice. Okay. And does it get really busy down here in terms of groups coming down to train?
No.
Okay, brilliant. You said interval training. So is there like a different terrains here, like hills?
Yes, there are a lot of hills here.
Yeah,
which are more even difficult than the Pediastic climb, which is more famous in Accra or Eastern region. So there are a lot of routes that you can train to better yourself if you want to be a professional cyclist. The best part to train is Legon campus.
There's Legon campus, nice. And we're going around the roundabout right now.
Yeah.
And it's quite a big roundabout. What would you say the whole circle is? Is it about 2K?
Here, for instance, you can use it for your interval session.
Yeah.
It's a flat. There's looking at the gradient, it's -1 and it goes up to +1. So it's good for the intervals too.
And the speed work, brilliant. Yeah. Okay, well we just got straight into that, but we're going to wind back a bit and get to know you. Okay. But obviously I just got really excited because we're in Legon and I feel like I'm training where the champions train. So Naaba, we know you're part of a team. Tell us about the team, what the team's called, and things like that. So.
Okay, so the team that I'm currently riding for is Team FCG. And it is owned by Fenton Curley. It's based in the UK.
Excellent.
So I joined the team 3 years ago, and we've achieved a lot together. It was actually a new team, so we all came on board to make it a success. And as I'm speaking, it's a success team because last year we were able to win the championship.
Nice.
And this year too, we've been able to maintain the JC, which is a big achievement for the team.
Excellent. Yeah. Wow. And how many of you in the team?
So far, we are 6 active cyclists in the team.
Brilliant.
6 active cyclists.
Wow.
Yes.
So how did Naaba come into cycling? Talk to me about young Naaba. When did he discover the 2 wheels?
Okay, so I've been riding since I was a kid.
Okay.
The Naaba means a king. Comes from North.
Excellent.
A chief.
Uh-huh.
So, and when you're coming from the North, the only thing you know how to do is either ride a bicycle or ride a motor. And bicycle has been what I use for my daily activities.
Okay.
School, wherever I want to go to, I use cycling. And when I came to Accra, I saw a group called Cool Guys.
Okay.
They were heading towards Pediastic. Actually, it was my first time. I had met them, but I was in a car. I wanted to ride with them, but I didn't have a contact, so I just told myself, let me go prepare the bike that I want to use for NC. One of those days I'll catch up with them. So on my way to Pediastic, I met them. We were doing the first climb. It was my first time doing the climb, and looking at how I was doing it, they all saw that I'll be a good cyclist, so they encouraged me to keep on riding.
Right.
So I joined them for 2 years, riding with them.
Nice.
For 2 years before I saw the professional cyclists, which I decided to be part of them.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I've been a professional cyclist since 2015.
Wow.
Yes.
Excellent. And you talked about obviously coming here, joining a group, and now you're obviously part of a race group.
Yes.
So in terms of kind of riding in a group,
Do you think that brings encouragement? Does it? Do you like riding with others? Or
Of course, it brings encouragement. When you're tired, there's your friend or there's another person to motivate you to keep it up. So riding in the group is way, way better than riding alone.
Okay, nice. Okay, and I guess you can watch each other's progression as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's, I mean, I was here for the national championships just a week ago, and obviously your teammate came across the finish line.
Yeah. You know, before the championship, there were some favorites, and I was one of the favorites.
Okay.
And as going in as a defending champion, it's difficult for you to win the jersey back. So a lot of them were marking me, and I was like, okay. So I spoke to my team, my team captain. We should make the race hot, because initially the kilometers was supposed to be 167, if I'm correct, and it was reduced to 100 or 98 kilometers. So anyone actually can win. It doesn't matter how fit you are. The distance is not long, and the route is not difficult. There's not a lot of hills, climbs in it. It's palm flat. So anyone can win. So what we had to do is just make the race hot, go on our attack. Since they didn't want me to win, I had to use my teammates. And at long last, my teammate had a gap, and he crossed the line first. If I don't know whether you saw me, I was even jubilating in the back.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I mean, TUS, you came all together, you came through together.
Exactly.
And it was just beautiful to watch.
Exactly. And before we even came, we have coaches.
Yeah.
We have coaches, they are not here. Some are based in Holland, Switzerland, Italy. We are all in a group. So they told us they don't want any podium. They only want the top step of the podium first. And they've been encouraging us.
Yeah.
So always when we are going to race, we make sure that we aim for the best. We don't just want podium. We want the top step, the top step of the podium.
Nice. And you know, like you said, you're all athletes, you know, in the team. So when one athlete wins, is it? I mean, because you all want to win, right? You all want to win. But when your teammate wins, is it like that's one for the team? Is it just? Is it almost like you've won? Yeah.
You see, when you win, it's for the whole team. But people get to mention your name.
Yeah.
Your name go higher. And sometimes, you know, we are human beings. We do sometimes get jealous.
Yeah.
But, you know, when we're about to start a race, we talk to ourselves, this is what we want. We should put our individual differences aside and do what's best for the team. And that's what is keeping us going.
Yeah. Oh, that's just beautiful, honestly. It really is. I think, you know, even as a new cyclist, when you're part of a group and you feel that team bond, you know, and it even starts from the basic things, like if someone gets a puncture, everyone stops and stuff like that, and just helps out. So I think that team spirit
that's a team spirit.
Starts from an early stage.
Yeah.
So talk to me about one of your greatest achievements, your greatest moments in cycling. Can you put that into words, one event or a time?
Okay, let me summarize it. There are a lot. You see, when I joined cycling, I said I joined in 2016, became a professional in 2015. In 2019 evening, I was on my way for training. I went to Peduase.
Yeah.
So I was descending, and unfortunate for me, I had a nasty accident.
Oh, okay.
A nasty accident. I mean, a nasty. I went off. I was in coma.
Hey. Oh.
Went to the hospital, and when they discharged me, I realized I couldn't move my left arm.
Wow.
Or the hand wasn't working. So I did a little bit research, went to the hospital, the doctors to explain their part, and I realized it was a brachial plexus injury, the nerve, which connects the brain to my hand. Is having a problem. So because of that, I couldn't move my hand.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't even able to use it for anything. So I was just at home.
Yeah.
Not doing anything, and one day I had the fingers started working.
Okay.
And I went to the hospital and explained to them that this is what I've experienced. They said it's a good news. I should keep on doing whatever I'm doing. So I came back, sat down. I was like, Hey, cycling is what I love. People are doing it and I'm sitting at home. What am I going to do? I told myself I'm going to start cycling again with one hand.
Wow.
The
Okay.
hand wasn't working well.
Yeah.
As I'm even speaking to you, it doesn't work well like
Yeah.
the other. So I just told myself, let me do what make me happy. I don't want this to stress me. I don't want to break down because of this. There's life after this. So let me continue. So I went for my bike back and I started training in 2012. That was a first time trial race that I hadn't done before. I have not even planned to do a time trial, but I went for the time trial and I came second.
Wow.
Isaac came first and I was second. I was proud of myself.
Oh, brilliant. What?
Someone who has been in the house
Yeah.
and hasn't been training, doesn't even know what time trial looks like, came and had second, then it's a good achievement for me. So I told myself, okay, if that's the case, let me put on the work.
Yeah. See.
2013, we went for a national championship and we were only two. That's the funny part. We were more, our team is more than 7, 8 cyclists, but active now is 6. But that day, the championship, we were only two. I and my captain against team with full squad, and yet we were able to win. I was able to win the jersey.
Wow.
For the team.
Oh, look at that. I like that. Oh, wow. What a story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. And gosh, and hearing how the bike was so powerful in getting you back on track is just, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, just talking about that, do you feel like some things that you learn on the bike, like the hard work and everything, do you think you can use that in your everyday life? Do you think sometimes,
Okay. I work.
Yeah.
You mean learning something on the
Yeah,
bike?
like learning.
Of course I learn.
Yeah.
Before I even came here, I had to go to YouTube, watch some cycling videos, some tips, how to get fit on your bike before I came here. So we learn every day.
Yeah, exactly. And also like the determination, all that stuff that you learn on the bike when it gets hard. I guess when you're
cycling
in real
is a
life,
difficult sport, but if you don't put in the work, the determination, the zeal to do it, you can't.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, I love that. That honestly, that's what you've just told us about your perseverance and your just, eye on the goal. It's just incredible, and it's just so good to hear. And and we love the community here. I mean, on Saturday again, back to the national championship, when the race was done, the fighting on the race course was finished. You guys all sat down and just chilled. I love it.
Thank you.
What a vibe. And what's the cycling community like here in Ghana? Like just generally, is it good fun?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
We do sometimes meet to have fun.
Yeah.
We make sure that every week, every Sunday of the week, we meet and we ride together at stadium.
Yeah.
So we do to get to see ourselves and do races among ourselves.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So the community in Ghana here is very good, very nice, very sociable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, Naaba, you said you did a ride in Burkina Faso. So how far is that from Ghana, first of all, just for people to get an idea?
Burkina Faso is just at the border we share border to Burkina Faso, and from Navrongo you enter Burkina Faso, so you can either go by car or on aeroplane.
Oh, okay, lovely. So you did some cycling out there. When was that? What year?
Yeah, it was last year, and it was Tour de Faso.
Tour de Faso.
Wow, and it's a UCI race.
Yeah.
UCI 2.1.
Whoa.
Yes.
So was that one of the first races you've done outside Ghana?
Yes, my first.
Oh, your first.
Time doing race outside Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah.
And describe for us, what was the weather like on the race course? What was it like?
The weather was very hot. It's not like what we are seeing in Ghana. Burkina Faso is hot. So far, the hottest part that I've been here, I've been to Navrongo. Navrongo was hot, but not as compared to Burkina Faso.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, they have good roads too.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Nice route.
So the tour, how many days was it?
It was 8 days.
8 days. Okay. Riding every day.
Riding every day non-stop.
Oh, wow.
120, 150. Sometimes when it comes down to be 80 or 90 kilometers per hour.
Woo. In the hot weather.
In the hot weather.
Okay. And did you go with teammates or were you riding on your own?
No, I went with the national team.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, so I was selected to be part of the national team. We were 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, good. How was that experience then for you?
It was new and it was very exciting. I got to learn a lot because that was my first time traveling outside. I learned a lot, especially how they ride a bike, how they go on attack, their speed. Their speed is
it
top notch. It's not what we are doing here. So when I came back, my training changed. For that part, when it is 30 kilometers or 20 kilometers for finish, you won't get any rest. That's where you are going to suffer. After suffering for 120 or 100 kilometers, you will now suffer more for 20 kilometers. So that's where the hard work and the determination comes in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And do you have like team tactics? Is it so you start the tour with, or is it just get to the end?
It was just get to the end because my the coach that I went never spoke to me that today this is what we are going to do. But I always tell the guys that we should stick together because the first stage, all Ghanaian riders dropped, including other countries. So in order to get to the time cuts, I told them, let's forget about those behind us. Let's work together because if we don't meet the time cut, all of us will be out of the race.
Right. Okay.
So I was the captain, so I told them they should work. I will feed them. So what I will do is go back for water and come and give it to them. Then we'll continue the work till we cross the finish line.
Right.
The first day, one guy was out. He had a mechanic and they couldn't do it for him, so he was out of the game.
Okay.
And so on the 8th stage, which is the last stage, we were only 3. But unfortunate for me, about 20 kilometers finish, I also went down very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard, and I had to quit the race. But I was able to, finish the race. Even though I couldn't cross the finishing line, I got to the last day. So the experience was very good and very exciting. But talking about team tactics, nothing like that happened.
But just get to the end.
Just get to the end.
Oh, wow. That's great. Well, nice. It's good to hear about tours, especially because 8 days, like one after another, get on the bike. And obviously we've seen the sort of Tour de France and things like that. But yes. I mean, I can't imagine like in that heat. In the heat of Burkina Faso. Oh my gosh, you come out a different person, right?
Yes, you come out a different person. If you don't take time to eat, you get to Accra and you forsake. Because the speed has gone over your limits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And as a separate one, I'm here, I'm sitting with a racing champion here. And so I want to ask some questions, right? So a couple of years ago, I decided to try Criterium, right? Don't look at me now. Okay? But back in the day, I said I want to start racing, right? So we got ready, we did our first crit. And I remember following this wheel, right, for like 45 minutes. And I tell you, there's like nothing in the world that mattered. I tell you, someone could call me and say your house is burning. I didn't care. It was about that wheel. Just follow that wheel, keep on that wheel, right? Now, eventually, after the 45 minutes, I just couldn't hold on. So I dropped. Like, as someone who's done this so many times, I remember that disappointment when the wheel was just, I'm sure you even know what I'm talking about. It was just 1, 2, 3, and then it was gone. And I remember that disappointment. And I said, well, what's the point? Let me just pack. Let me just stop. Like, what would you say to someone starting racing? Or like, when that happens, when the wheel pulls away, would you just say, they get that feeling? Like,
when somebody leaves you, when you start racing and somebody leaves you, you don't have to stop. Keep on riding. Go on the pace that you know you can use to finish the race.
if you are going to follow them, you won't be able to ride. It happened to me when I started riding. I'll come to stadium and they will leave me and I'll be like, what am I doing? Should I stop riding or should I continue? But I kept on training and here I am, one of the best cyclists in Ghana.
Nice.
So as a new rider, when you see that your other colleague or those who have been in the game for a long time are leaving you don't have to complain. Keep on training hard. Keep on training hard, and you to your time will get there. Yeah.
So even like the first criteria, you go, you hang on, maybe if 45 minutes, you hang on for 30, then 35. Then you say just keep building.
Yes,
keep building.
Yes, keep building.
Then one day you'll find
One day
yourself.
you find yourself in front.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Naaba. Wow. That's it. Thank you.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me on this episode of Cyclist Next Door. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and if so, please like, subscribe and share. Let's grow this community. And join me back here again as we meet the next cyclist next door, as we unpack the journey of everyday people who have picked up a bike, experienced the joy of cycling, and have been on their own personal adventures. So, until next time, rolling.